Hello, thank you for joining me and welcome if you are new. I've got a lovely shorter flow and there's a little bit of everything, but it's got a central focus of kind of connecting in, grounding and holding within postures. So we're opening through every corner of the body, working our way up and down and all around, but really that focus in is grounding, breathing. We're going to work on some pranayama, some breath techniques, and in a little bit of foot yoga right at the end there. So come in, join me. We're going to meet in a wide legs child's pose. So bring the toes of the feet together, knees a little bit wider, bring them as wide as the mat or as wide as is comfortable for you. And if you know you find it quite tricky to come into a wide leg child's pose, you can bring a blanket or a cushion underneath the backs of the legs just to give you that little bit of height and help you find that length in the spine. And then when you're ready, just start walking the hands out long. Find some length in your spine first by just looking to the top of the mat. Draw the belly button in, create that length, and then soften as you exhale. Bring the chest, forehead down towards the mat, to the earth. And if your forehead doesn't quite come to the earth, you can bring the earth up to meet you by grabbing a block and putting it underneath, or you can stack one hand on top of the other. Create a little cushion for your head. This is quite a nice place to be. Or if you'd like to invite a bit of a stretch into the shoulders, keep those hands long. So just finding that child's pose that works for you. And we're still quite engaged through the palms here, so you're pressing each fingerprint softly into the mat. The whole palm is pressing down, and imagine pushing the mat away from you. And start to check in with the shoulders. See if they've risen towards the ears. Can you draw them away a little bit as you bring your navel in towards your ribs? And notice if this starts to flatten the back of your spine, so that low back, the sacrum area. And with your attention there, start to send your hip bones towards the heels. So you should feel the whole body starting to engage here. And breathe into the belly, allow it to expand on your inhale. And as you exhale, draw your belly button in towards the spine. So really pumping the abdomen with your breath. Inhale, filling with air. Allowing the belly to expand, maybe feeling the belly brush across the tops of the thighs. And then exhaling, drawing the belly button in, pumping the breath up and out. Inhale, belly fills with air. Exhale, belly draws in. No tension in the shoulders, in the neck. Forehead is nice and soft, pressed towards the earth or pressed onto the tops of the hands. Starting to feel that expansion through the back of the chest as you inhale. And still drawing that belly button in and up as you exhale. Inhale, belly expands, and exhale, navel draws in and up as you exhale. Maybe lengthening the neck, the back, the spine even further. Sending the hips back towards the feet, really creating that nice long length through the spine. So it might look like we're just hanging out in child's pose, but the whole body should be nice and engaged, from fingertips pressing into the earth, tops of the feet pressing in, hips drawing back and hands pushing away. Inhale, belly expands, 3 more breaths.
exhale, belly draws in and up as you exhale. Notice any tensions building in the upper back. Inhale, belly expands. And as you exhale, pump, draw the belly button in and send that breath up and through any tensions out through the nose. One last breath, inhale in. And exhale, belly draws in, navel comes up towards the ribs as you pump that breath out through the nose. Inhale in, lift the gaze. And then you're just going to walk right hand over to the left side, left hand off the mat. So if you had your hands underneath you in a nice little pillow, lengthen them out long and keep that right sit bone pressing down towards the right foot. So it's just a gesture of where it's going. If it doesn't quite meet, that's okay, but just bringing that push and pull. And now you should feel a lovely opening through the back side of the right upper chest. Inhale in, find that expansion with your inhale as the belly expands through all four corners of the abdomen. Exhale, navel draws in as you allow the breath to flush through you. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, expand through the belly. See if you can soften the chest, lower towards the mat. Maybe the forearms come down onto the earth. Maybe the forehead comes down. Exhale, navel draws in and up as you flush the body with the breath. Inhale, belly expands. Hip bones are heavy. Exhale, belly button draws in and up, lengthening along the spine. Breath exits through the nose. 1 more breath here. Inhale in. Exhale, belly draws in. Breath comes up through the chest, out through the nose. Inhale in, lift the gaze, lift the chest, walk the hands all the way through center and across over to the right side. Right, left hand can come on top of the right. Sorry if I'm out of shot here, I'm still getting used to at home filming. So inhale, see if you can lengthen along the spine. Exhale, draw low, melt the chest down. Feel that lovely opening through the left side of the body. As you inhale in, the belly expands, the left hip is heavy. Exhale, belly button draws in. Inhale to expand. Exhale, belly button draws in. Flush the body with the breath. See if you can melt lower to the mat. 2 more breaths. Inhaling, opening through the abdomen. Exhale, squeeze the belly in. Inhale to expand. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, lift the head, the neck, and walk the hands all the way through to the center line. You're going to keep the hips where they are. You're going to, the knees where they are. The hips are going to lift. Your hands will come underneath your shoulders. Make any small adjustments you need to. And then I want you to press the tops of the feet firmly into the earth. Find that connectedness between all 10 fingerprints. Wrap the elbows so they're facing forwards and to bring a slight bend into the tops of the arms. And then notice if you're dropping down through the belly like this, I want you to tuck the tailbone under, engage the glutes, and then pull up from the pelvic floor. Imagine that you haven't been able to go to the bathroom all day. Really squeezing that lower abdomen, lengthening the neck, and imagine pushing your head up towards the ceiling. You've got a nice straight spine here. And just holding, feeling this engagement. Again, we're barely moving. Well, we're not moving at all, but we're really engaged here. And then as you inhale, keep that core engagement. Inhale and drop the chest down, lift the gaze, keep the core engaged as you peel the tailbone up, peel the chest up, shoulders slide along the back body. Nice and slow in our cat-cow. Chin comes to chest and the belly button really draws in as you exhale and round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the chest, tailbone comes to the sky, shoulders along the spine, lift the gaze. 2 more times. Squeeze the belly button in towards the chest, really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze and round, press into the tops of the hands, tops of the feet, really squeezing that belly button. Inhale in, drop the chest down, peel the tailbone up, opening all the way along that center line, maybe lifting the gaze even higher here, pressing to the heel of the hand. Exhale, chin comes in towards chest as you squeeze through the navel, tailbone curls under, lift everything in and up. Last one, as you inhale, drop the chest down. This lovely curving motion along the spine. Gaze comes up, lengthens through the neck, tailbone peels up. And then exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine, squeezing everything in and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And inhale, release into center. Bring the feet in line with the hips now. Tuck the toes under and come into a wide downward facing dog. I know, who knew down dog could look like this? So bend the knees and really melt the chest towards the thighs. Peel the tailbone up. So you're really lengthening along the neck here. And then notice if there's any tension that's started to build in the shoulders. See if you can wrap those elbow creases forwards again. So you're really engaging, pressing into the palms, and then release the head and neck. Maybe give it a little shake out. Peeling the tailbone up as your navel draws towards the ribs, pressing all 10 fingertips into the earth, and see if you can feel that space between the index finger and thumb connected with your mat. 3 nice deep breaths here. Inhaling in, expanding the belly. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, belly draws in. And as you exhale, see if you can melt the chest a little lower. Lift the hips a little higher. 1 more breath. Inhale, expand. And exhale, draw it in. Now you're going to bend through the knee of the right leg, lengthen the left leg. So see if you can bring that left heel down. So you're just finding a nice stretch, shifting the weight into the right leg. And then balancing the weight in the palms. So just stretching out here. Inhale in and exhale. Lengthen the right leg, bend through the left. Open up through the side body, press into the palms evenly. Inhale to center and exhale. So just dancing from side to side, bringing the heel down, bending one knee. Inhale through center, lengthen. Exhale to the left. 1 more time each side. Inhale to center, see if you can lengthen, bring the chest closer to the thighs. Exhale, bend that right knee. Keep the core engaged, keep the navel edging towards the ribs, towards the spine. So it's back and up with the navel. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend the left knee. Stretching through the right side. Belly button draws in as you exhale. Inhale to center. Sink the hips back. Chest towards thigh. Maybe bend the knees a little bit. 2 breaths here. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, squeeze everything in and up. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, squeeze. Bring the gaze forward, bend through the knees. You've got this lovely stretch happening through the shoulders. Holding here, pressing into the palms, tailbone pushes back. Maybe bring a smile onto your lips as you imagine what you look like. And then sink the hips all the way down. Bring the knees under the hips and then walk the hands forward. Come into Anahasta or melting heart pose. So the chest is going to come down towards the mat. Maybe your chin comes to meet, forearms press onto the earth, gaze comes forward, and then press into the tops of the feet. And notice what started to happen with the tailbone as it started to arch under. See if you can engage your core, tuck the tailbone under. Oh, and feel that lovely stretch through the shoulders. Anyone out there with me who is working from home or working a desk job, I feel you here. I have been neglecting my shoulders. So we're just opening, stretching in here, resisting the urge to wiggle or shake or shuffle from side to side. See if you can be still in this pose. See if, like me, you've got the urge to talk and distract yourself from it. See if you can come into a space of stillness with the breath, with the mind. So you're sending those hip bones back, pressing into the tops of the feet, pressing into the palms. 2 more breaths. Inhale in, shift the weight forwards and come all the way down onto the belly. That was definitely more than a couple of breaths. So you might feel some tingling in the fingertip. Just bring your cheek down and just allow that energy to move through the arms. Resist the urge to move here. Just follow the feeling of energy. Close the eyes and tap into that release and just notice how those tingles move. Maybe feeling the connectedness of the palms on the mat, the cheek on the mat, tops of the feet, the legs, pubic bone, everything soft and melting into the ground. And we'll bring our hands underneath our shoulders. And we're going to imagine your toes being pulled away from you. So your hip bones are kind of pressing, or you're finding that rotation in your pelvis. So your pubic bone is really pressing into the earth and your low back is supported here. You'll feel this by pulling your navel in, and you'll feel your low back muscles start to engage, and you just feel this sense of security right at the base of the spine. Push the tops of the feet into the earth, and then imagine the legs are lengthening away. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to squeeze the navel in as we exhale. Inhale, little to no weight in the palms. You're just going to lift the chest up into a baby cobra, sucking those elbows in, squeezing the core, holding here. Inhale, feel the breath expand, the whole belly melts into the mat. Exhale, navel draws in and maybe lift a little higher. Pressing the tops of the feet in, squeezing the elbows. 2 more times. Inhale to expand. No tension in the neck and shoulder. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale to expand. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Holding here. See if you can lift a little higher with that next exhale. And lower everything down. Bring the hands back behind you. And we're just going to stretch out through the back or the front of the hip flexors. So you're going to bend in that right foot, and you just start to catch the right foot with the right hand. If that's not accessible for you, you can grab a strap or a dressing gown tie, loop it around the foot, and use that to pull your foot towards your glute, and then just rolling that shoulder open, pulling the right foot down, pressing the right hip into the earth. So just a soft stretch here. Inhaling in and exhaling, melting the belly down. And releasing, switching legs, drawing that left leg in, bringing it down towards the glute, lengthening the chest away, and just feeling a nice stretch. So you can pull that knee back, that lengthening that leg, and you're pressing both hip bones into the earth. And release. Bring the palms of the hands underneath the shoulders. Shift it all the way back into your tabletop. And then curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees here, melt chest to thigh. Wrap those elbows forwards, pressing the palms into the mat. Inhale, expand through the belly. And exhale, just draw that right foot in. Bring it in between the palms of the hands, and drop that left foot down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come onto the top of the left foot. So keeping lifted through the back here. You can stay here with the fingertips on the mat, or you can bring yourself all the way up into a crescent lunge. And here, I want you to check in with the pelvis first. So finding that tuck. So again, are you splaying out, letting the belly round forward? Can you draw it in, lift the chest a little higher, and keep that engagement? Here you can keep the hands on the hips to keep them in check, pulling that right hip back, left hip comes forwards, and then sinking down. Keep the hands where they are, or interlace them behind the back, open the chest, or welcome that stretch in the shoulders, maybe bringing the hands back behind you. And notice here if you started to splay through the ribs, so your chest is kind of lifting like this, which is fine if you've still got that core engagement. So just bring yourself into check. 2 more breaths here. Sinking a little bit lower. Exhale, unravel, bring the hands back to the mat. Shift the hips back and then bring the toes up towards the face so your whole leg is engaged here. Toes towards your nose. Pull the hip back so your right leg is coming in towards that hip socket. And then your inhale, lengthen through the spine. Stay here, or exhale, see if you can find your forward fold. Inhale, create the space, lengthen, shoulders draw down the spine. Exhale, chest to thigh. Feel that heat building through the back of the leg. Inhale, create space, lengthen, draw the right hip back. Exhale, melt the chest down and hold in the fold. Hold that fold. 2 more breaths. It's always just 2 more breaths. And exhale, go onto the sole of the right foot. Hands come to the mat, power up through that left leg, find that length, and then step the left foot up to meet the right. Feet hip width apart. Inhale in, find some length. Maybe the hands come onto the tops of the thighs or onto the shins. Wherever you find the most spacious, and draw those elbows in as you create length. Pressing the top of the head into the ceiling. Lengthening through the spine, engaging the core here. And then as you exhale, squeeze the navel and come into your forward fold again. Bend those knees if you need to. There is nothing wrong with bent knees in a forward fold. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. As you inhale, find length, create space. And as you exhale, draw the belly button in, come lower, lift the hips higher. Inhale, create length, expansion as the belly button or belly presses into the tops of the thighs. Exhale, belly button draws in, hips lift up higher. Inhale, create the space. Exhale, squeeze, 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 really engaging the core, lifting the hips up a little higher. And now holding here, maybe bringing the hands around the back of the feet and just allowing the shoulders to relax, the head to relax, everything to be heavy. Keeping with that big expansive breath, allowing the belly to open out onto the tops of the thighs. Exhale, draw in and lift. Keeping the knees bent. And just holding here, feeling that lovely stretch through the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen and expand. Exhale, really engage that core, that pelvic floor. Draw everything in and up. Tailbone lifts, head towards the toes. Your own breath, your own rhythm, your own time. Holding here just for a few more beats. Upper body is relaxed. And just breathe into that lovely stretch in the hamstring. Notice if it's stretch sensation or pain. Notice where the brain goes, if it's screaming at you. And if it is really, really intense, bend the knees a little lower. But if you can, see if you can peel those hip bones higher and higher. And tucking the chin in, bending through the knees, sinking the bottom down and slowly uncurling the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes into alignment, mid-back aligns, spine straightens as you lift the chest, chin tucks in, shoulders open. And keep a little tuck in the chin, so you're pulling the chin back towards the neck. Shoulders squeeze together, proud and open through the chest. Lift the crown. Soft bend in the knees so they're engaged, but we're not locking out the joints. And then bring your awareness to your toes. Can you feel each toe pad on the earth? Can you feel the knuckle of the big toe meeting the mat? The outside corner of the little toe touching the mat? Can you start to draw the energy of the ground beneath you up through the arches, through the legs as the inner thighs squeeze together, tailbone tucks under, and you start to engage that pelvic floor, squeezing the belly button in and up towards the ribs, engaging the glutes and maybe standing up a little bit taller, watching to not flare through the ribs so the ribs come in but the chest stands proud, shoulders are nice and open so you've got space between the collarbones. So we're just standing here in Tadasana, and I invite you to close down the eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Turn your palms to face forwards and just tap into that connection, the soles of your feet on the earth, and that rising, that drawing up through the soles of the feet all the way to the top of the head as that draws towards the ceiling and you lengthen your neck. And coming back into our breath movements here, we're still expanding with the belly and then drawing the belly button in and up. See if you can stand even taller. Inhale, expand. Exhale, belly draws in and up, standing tall. Inhale, send the breath down all the way to the soles of the feet. As you exhale, draw the breath back up, squeeze the belly button in and up as the breath comes all the way through the chest to the head and neck and out through the nose. Inhale down to the soles of the feet. Exhale, squeeze that breath from the soles all the way up through the legs, through the belly, through the chest, out through the nose. 2 more times like this. Inhale to the soles. Exhale, squeeze the belly in and up. Lift that breath from the soul, drawing the energy that's connecting us with the earth. So we're really rooting in and drawing on this grounding, steady energy of the floor, the ground, the earth beneath us. Drawing that through the body, taking what we need and releasing with our exhale what we don't. Inhale all the way down to the soles of the feet, and maybe even imagining your breath coming out from the soles of the feet into the earth. You can imagine this like roots of a tree, grounding down and spreading out, absorbing the nutrients that you need. And then as you exhale, you draw that nutrients into your body through the feet, through the legs, to the belly. As it squeezes all the way up the spine, rising through the chest, through the neck, out through the nose. If this visualization works for you, you can hold it for a few more times. Or you can just be with your breath. Inhale, breath down to the soles, feeling those roots. Exhale, draw the breath in and up through the body, standing tall, releasing the exhale. Inhale, draw it in and send it down. Exhale, draw it up from the earth, through the body, through the legs, through the hips, along the spine, out through the nose. 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose, send the breath down, collecting at the feet with the earth, really feeling into this connection. Can you feel the heels, the toes, the ball of your feet, all connecting and then lifting through the arches as you draw the energy all the way in and up, standing even taller now. As you engage your pelvic floor, squeeze the navel in and up and lift. Exhale, release. Batting open the eyes, wiggling the fingertips, and maybe if you liked that tree trunk or those tree roots visualization, you can imagine your fingers, your arms, your hands as tree branches and tree leaves. Allow the leaves, your fingers to flutter in the wind as you lift the hands all the way up overhead. Find length, keep that core lifting. Exhale, hands through heart center, chest to meet thumbs. Inhale here, expand the belly. Exhale, draw in and up with the breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, fingertips and leaves reach up. Maybe your gaze comes up. You lift the gaze up. Exhale, swan dive forward into your forward fold. Inhale in, halfway lift. Find your own variation of a halfway. So hands can be on the shins, the thighs, on the floor, wherever works for you. Engage the core as you lift. Exhale, plant the palms, and we're going to step the right foot back this time, lower onto the right knee. You can stay here with the fingertips, finding length through the spine, pressing into the top of the right foot. Keep that core engaged so you still haven't found a toilet. You're really pulling in that pelvic floor. Inhale in. Keep the hands here or shift up into a low lunge. Check in with the hips. Bring the hands in. Draw that left knee, left hip back. Push the right hip forward. Tuck the tailbone under. Engage that core. Really squeeze it in. Inhale in, create the length. And then exhale. See if you can melt forward, opening out through that right hip flexor. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, squeeze it in. So when I'm saying to squeeze, what I want you to do is when you inhale, imagine your belly opening out, and then exhale is the squeeze, because if you hold that squeeze all the time, you're not getting the air in, and we're not moving the breath around as much as we need to. So really imagining that kind of pumping balloon action. Inhale, opening. Exhale, squeezing in. And then bringing the hands behind the back, opposite interlace this time. Inhale, lift the chest open forwards. Inhale, Inhale, belly expands. Really see that pumping action here. Exhale, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in and out. Really hard to do when you're talking. Inhale. Maybe sink deeper. Exhale, squeeze, draw everything in. So it's just squeezing in. See if you can imagine squeezing the legs in towards each other, the hips together. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, squeeze. Fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Last breath. And exhale. Bring the fingertips down to frame the foot and then shift the hips back, still pressing into that right foot. Closer you walk your hands in towards the body, the easier or the less intense this stretch is going to be. So if you know you struggle with your hamstrings, you've been running, hiking, climbing, doing whatever, or you walk around on tiptoes, because I'm guilty of that, your hamstrings might just well be tight. So hands closer towards the body, toes up towards your nose, and then I want you to imagine your chest coming to your knee, not knee to nose. So if we do knee to nose, we're just going to arch over like this. And that's great still for our hamstring, but it's not so great on our back. So we're trying to lengthen the back away. Draw the left hip in, toes towards chest. Inhale in here. And then exhale, chest to thigh. See the difference. Still arching the back a little. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt the chest down. Inhale, lengthen. Allow the belly to expand. Exhale, see if you can bring that pumping action. And hold that fold. See where the palms come. See if you can, or if it feels good to walk them forwards, or if you need to draw them back. And just check whether you're kind of splaying over onto the right leg. If you can bring the hips level. Keeping the toes flexing towards the nose. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, keep that length through the neck. Exhale, drawing in. One last one. Inhale. And exhale. Come onto the toes of the left foot, Plant the palms and step it all the way back into a plank. Last little ditty here. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Each fingerprint presses into the earth. And then you're going to send the heels back. Bring the feet together, keeping those hips level. So I want you to curl the elbows in. Elbow creases are facing forward. You're pressing into the ceiling with the head, and you can drop the knees here if you need to. You're holding strong in that plank. Inhale in. Exhale, squeeze the belly. Shift the hips over. Drop them down to the right side of the mat. Feeling a nice stretch through the right side. Lift the chest. Inhale in. Exhale, squeeze, lift into center. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze, drop the hips to the left. Nice and slowly. Inhale into center. Exhale, squeeze, hips to the right side. Inhale, center, drop those knees if you need to. Exhale, squeeze the belly in. Drop the hips over to the left side. Inhale, center, let the belly expand. Exhale, squeeze and drop. Open to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Squeeze that navel, drawing everything in and up. One more time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Ooh. Feel into that lovely opening on the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, drop the hip down, opening out. Inhale, center. exhale, drop the knees down. Shift the body back into a narrow leg child's pose. And bringing the seat bones onto the heels. And then lengthening the chest forward. Let the belly drape over the legs, relaxing now. And bring your forehead to the earth. Allow the shoulders to roll forwards. Keep some length in the neck. And just relax and melt in here. Again, this isn't comfortable for you. Come into a comfortable rest position. Or maybe bring a cushion or a blanket under the bottom. Feeling the belly. Melting everything, softening down into and allowing now the whole body to just soften into this surrender, this comforting pose. And allowing the whole body to soften and surrender in your child's pose. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly as it brings in that vital breath, that prana, that energy that moves around our body. And as you close down the eyes now, start to focus in on that breath and focus in on those channels of movement within the body. The beating of the heart, the rise and fall of the chest, and any subtle body movement rhythms that you can check into now. Wholly surrendering, wholly softening, wholly supported on your mat. And as our last little practice here, breathing into the belly so you feel its rise against your thighs. As you exhale, squeeze the navel in and feel the upper chest flush with breath as it exits out through the nose. Inhale to expand the belly. Exhale, squeeze the navel in and up, flush the breath through the chest. Inhale, expand the belly, feel it rise. Exhale, navel draws in, pelvic floor draws in, everything squeezes in and up. The more you squeeze, the more you flush and feel. Inhale to expand. Exhale, squeeze. A few more times on your own. Squeezing the belly as much as you can with that exhale, really bringing that tension in with the squeezing. One more breath, big expansion this time. And squeeze. Inhale in and release. Keeping that chin tucked towards the chest. Slowly unraveling up. Reaching the hands back, expanding through the heart. See if you can keep that chin tucked. Anjali Mudra again, down at the heart center. So just notice if you're sending that tailbone out, belly button forward. See if you can tuck everything in and up. Chin to chest, shoulders away from the ears. And then it's our last little beat, keeping the eyes closed. You're going to shift the weight back, lift the knees up and find a wonderful stretch through the tops of the feet. Our feet do not get enough love, everybody, so engage your core, find that lift, lift the chest, lift the knees, lift, lift, lift. Keep the eyes closed if you can. So beautiful to keep your eyes closed with your practice. You can really connect with the movement, the feeling of the body. Chest is lifted. Lift the knees a little higher. 2 more breaths, I promise. Inhale. See if you can find that pumping action. Squeeze the belly in, lift the chest. Inhale, expand the belly. Squeeze it in and lift and lift. One more time just for good luck. Inhale, expand. Exhale, squeeze, lift, lift, lift. And lower the feet away. Come on to the palms. And just release the feet. So you don't move the feet around too much. Just allow the energy to naturally settle back down there. And then bring the bottom back down. Reach the arms all the way back and up. Hands come through heart center. And I'm just going to bring myself back to face everyone. And lifting the corners of the mouth into a lovely smile. And just feeling this gratitude and this grounding in the stillness that you have created for yourself. And the joy of coming back to your body just for a few moments. So really embracing
that natural smile, and taking it off the mat with you into your day.